Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, I recently made a video about what I read in the first half of 2025. Try to be careful with this mic because it picks up every single sound, so we have to be very careful. But in this video, I'm going to be telling you my favorite books, and I'm going to be trying to convince you to read those books because I want you to pick up the books because they're good, okay? I like them. And sometimes people don't read these books because there's popular books, especially on booktok and booktube, like the ones behind me that I have been told to buy. So I'm going to give you some popular books, but some that are not, that I just think are really good. The first one we're gonna start off very, very strong, okay? And when I mean very, very strong, I mean that a lot of people have read this book, and it is popular on BookTok, BookTube, and just book platforms. The Cruel Prince. Okay, there's a lot of people that don't like this book, but I will defend this with my entire life. Okay, the reason why I think people don't like this book is because of just the fact that they go in thinking this is a regular like romantasy. Okay? No. And I'll be very honest, I have a friend who picked up this book because I told her I loved it. And she was like, it's very slow. Like, what's happening? It's an enemies to lovers, you guys. This is enemies to lovers, but not this specific book. I think when I would say this series is enemies to lovers, it would be the second to the third book. This book is more like they're just enemies. They don't care about each other at all. But there is a very political side to this series, which is why I think people don't really like this book, is because like no one cares about the politics. It's confusing. The world just feels like kind of bland, and some people think it's just silly writing. This is one of my favorite books ever. Like this entire series is my favorite, and I kind of liked the political side to it. I think when you go into this book, especially with a lot of books, you will like a lot more books than other people if you go into it completely blind. Because there's people that will share like, "Oh, this book is romantasy. There's romance in here." No, that's not it at all. This is like more of a politics book. Like this book specifically is more politics, and some with the other series, yes, there's politics in it. It's like fantasy politics, which is I really liked. I don't mind that. And like cuz I like any book as long as there's just a tint of romance in it. So I really like this. This is one of my favorite books. But I especially liked this is the first book in the series, but I especially like the second and the third. So when people say you can't just go into this series and like hate the first book because the other books are better, I totally agree with that. And I also think again you should go into this book blind, or at least know that this is not a regular romance book. It's not a regular enemies to lovers like you would get with Powerless. If they I wouldn't really consider them enemies, but or like or Shatter Me. I think this is more of just like very slow burn. In this book, there's not really romance in it. There's like things that happen in here that would be like, oh, I could see a relationship happening, but it's not like a huge romance book. The other two are. And so if you're like thrown off by what I say, like this isn't really a romance book, I don't really want to read about politics, the second and the third one, you're gonna love them. You're gonna love those books. This book is my favorite. Okay, the reason why I recommend it is because again, it's fantasy, enemies to lovers. There's fantasy politics in here. There's like the female main character is badass. Like, excuse me? What are you talking about? She is amazing. Okay? And later in the books, when you see more of the male main character, you're gonna love him too because he's like it may sound a little sad, but he's kind of like a man child, and I kind of like that. Okay, because he's just special. Okay, he's spoiled. He's a cruel prince. He's cruel. Okay, and he's just got something to him. They're perfect for each other. I love Jude and Carden. They're so cute. This book is everything to me. This is one of my newer favorite books, and I don't think a lot of people obsess over it. I think some people don't like it as much, but I love it. The first time I read this book, I wanted to pick it up as soon as I finished it. Like I wanted to reread it. Like 2 hours after I finished, I was like, this is so good. I gave it 4 star. Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I love this book. Like, I can't even describe. One Golden Summer was good, but this was like 10 times better. Like, I love them equally, but I don't. Like, this book is so good. It is about Percy and Sam, which are like childhood best friends, and it goes from the past to the present and like diving into their friendship, how they met, how they fell in love, and how they didn't end up together. And I just love this book. At first chapter, I was like, what am I reading? Like, this is not that entertaining. As soon as I finished first chapter and I started the second chapter, I was hooked. Like, first chapter took me a while. I was like, okay, what are we reading? And then I kept reading, literally past the first chapter, and I had so much fun. This book, I read it so quickly, and I read it by a lake. Okay, this is set in a lake, like a lake setting. I read this at a lake. So maybe that's what made it so much better, because I didn't read One Golden Summer at a lake, but I read this one and I had a blast. I love this book so much. The tropes are so great, like best friends to lovers, second chance romance, and it's like I just love this book with everything in me. It's such a cute summer book, and like I love this book. I have nothing else to say about it. Just read it because it's so good. It is so good. That maybe it's just me, but also this is Carly Fortune's debut novel, and I think that's why I like it because her in One Golden Summer, I noticed there was a lot more description, and maybe this is just me. I don't mind amateur writing. I would probably prefer it. I am a writer and I don't want to write amateur, but and I'm not saying this is amateur writing. Carly Fortune did a great job, but again, it's her debut novel. Like this is the first one she came out with. There wasn't that much description compared to One Golden Summer. It kind of just felt like that's why I like YA books, because I feel like it has a childish side to it, and I guess I kind of got that with this. I prefer amateur writing. Like I don't need a beautiful, like lavish essay to be reading. I just need a blast, and that's what I got. The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. If you guys don't know, Sarah Adams is my favorite author, so I would recommend every single one of her books. But this was like, I think, one of the first books I read by Sarah Adams. This got me hooked right away. Okay, I mentioned this in reading 1 star reviews of my favorite books. This was one of them, that people called them childish and they called them immature, they called them cringe. Maybe people would think that, but it's because to me their relationship is so good. They are like high school best friends. So like I didn't mind the childness to it, okay? But I don't think, I think that's what I like disagreed with people. This was one of the first books that I got into reading when I started reading books. This book is so good. I literally I can't even I can't even describe how much I love this book. Nathan and Bree are best friends from high school. She was a ballerina, an injury occurred, and they kind of stopped talking until they met again. And he is on the NFL team. So they're best friends. He always chooses her compared to like he'll have girlfriends, okay? Model girlfriends, like famous girlfriends, could have actress girlfriends, like he is famous, okay? And he'll have a girlfriend and the girlfriend will be like, you guys are always hanging out with each other, like I need Nathan, I need you to pick me or Brie. And he goes, Brie. Like, what are you talking about, my dude? He chooses his best friend every single time, and then feelings start to occur. So it's like a best friend, like it's a sports romance. It's so cute, and it's like the emotions that evoke you from this. There's like I'm pretty sure there's like mental health things in here, and I thought that was like brought out really well. Again, some people would call this book cringy and childish. I don't really care if it was. My personal opinion, I love Sarah Adams. She is not a childish writer. I think this was like one of the books that people didn't like. Maybe it was like it's kind of an older book, I would say. Probably not that old. I don't even know when it came out because I just read it and had a blast. But yeah, it's just a great book. I personally love Sarah Adams, but this will always be one of my favorites. It's always in my mind because it started like a love to me, like for reading, and I was just like, this is such a good book. I love Nathan and Bree. Oh my gosh, Nathan and Bree and the other book. If you guys have like, it came out like not that long ago. The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. Nathan and Bree are in there. They only show up a few times. Again, they're not the main characters, but they're in the same universe. And I swear, when Nathan and Bree would show up, I would go feral. I love Nathan and Bree so much. I love them so much. They are my favorite characters. I think from any book that Sarah Adams has written so far. Thank you. I won't talk about this next one for very long because everybody talks about this book, and I think this is probably going to be like not one of my last favorite books that I mention, but like we're going to go on to, I would say, less known books after this, but Binding 13. I'm not going to talk about this very much. Binding and Keeping 13 are the only ones I've read in the series so far. I'll get to the other ones, but Binding 13, I think I rated it lower than Keeping 13, but I still obsess over these characters. Any song I listen to that reminds me of Johnny and Shannon, I'm crying to. This book has like left a permanent mark on my soul, which is kind of sad, but I really like it. So definitely read this. Every YouTuber, every TikToker, every Instagrammer, we all talk about this book if we read it. And either you hate it, which means you don't talk about it, or you obsess over it, and pretty much everybody loves this book. So that's all I have to say. I'm just gonna say it's my one of my favorites, and you should read it because why would I try to convince you to read a loved book, like a fairly well loved book? Like everyone's gonna talk about this book, so why do I need to? Just read it. I have multiple authors on here that are my favorite authors that I would recommend you reading, like Sarah Adams, and this other one is Sharon Cameron. I'm only holding up this book because I have like quite a few behind me, like literally right there. And I'm not going to hold all of them up, but I would just recommend reading Sharon Cameron in the first place. But this is the first book that I read by Sharon Cameron. It's called The Light in Hidden Places. This book is really good. It's a historical fiction, so not everybody's into this. Sometimes people don't want to read historical fiction because they think it's historical, so I don't want to learn. Like I'm here to read books. This book is really good. This book is based off of World War II, the Holocaust, and it is about this girl. Oh my gosh. I have not read this in a little while. Hold up. Stefania, I think that's her name. She like hides in this place. I remember most of the book, but I don't know how to describe it, okay? But it's a very good book. There's romance in here. The ending of this book, you know, like when you're reading a historical romance or like historical fiction book and you're like cheering for the character to be okay in the end, that is what I got from this book. The book had so many twists and turns and it was just so genuinely good. I definitely recommend it. Sharon Cameron is just a great author anyway. She wrote Bluebird, which is a book I like, which is also right behind me, and The Dark Unwinding. She has two parts of that book. I have only read the first one, but it leaves you on a good cliffhanger. Sharon Cameron is really good at writing books. Her writing is beautiful. It's like it really gets you going. Like you're really concerned about the characters, you really like them, and it's just about her living during World War II and having to hide from Nazis and stuff like that. And it's just such a good book. And I like definitely recommend it, especially towards the end where there's like a group of people all hiding with her. And it's just like you're wondering if they're going to be okay or not, if they're going to get caught, if someone's going to die. Like you're wondering if they're going to be okay. And I think that was what Sharon Cameron did so good with this book and why I loved it so much. Because this was also, I think, one of the first historical fiction books I read. And I was so blown away. Like Sharon Cameron is such a good author and she really gets you caring about the characters, which is a very important thing in books. You want to care about the characters. The next book I read on Kindle, it's called All in Good Time by Talia Aden. Aden? I don't know how to pronounce her last name. But this book was so good. I think it is kind of a small book. Not everybody has read it. And on Kindle it was like I think I saw it on like Stuff Your Kindle Day and I got it and I really liked it. It is about a girl and this goes between past and present, and it's about a girl who meets this guy. Like, the past talks about how she met this guy and how he becomes her best friend, but they have an abusive parent, their dad, and she wants him to the girl wants I forgot her name. Her Becca wants her best friend Derek to talk about, like, go to the police and say, like, the Derek, she's like, Derek, you have to tell the police that your dad is abusive. And the book kind of picks up where she did tell the police. Like, he was like, you can't tell anyone, this is a secret, like, this is gonna ruin me and my sister's lives and my mom's life, like, you can't do this. And then Becca's like, okay, I promise. And the book starts off, she told somebody, and he resents her for it. He's like, I told you not to tell anybody. And he goes missing. Okay, that is how the book starts. Like, she can't find him anywhere because she said something and now they're not friends anymore. But then it goes from the past to the present to how they became friends, how he, like, told her this secret, and then to, like, what's happening in the book, which is they have to get the abusive dad somewhere, and she wants to find Derek, and, like, what are they gonna do? The book is really good. It's very emotional. I really liked the book. I'm not big I maybe it's just, it's a personal opinion. I'm not big on, like, abusive family trope, or, like, I don't like those tropes because I don't want to read about that. I want to read about something lighter. But I think this book did an incredibly good job. Like, this book really evoked the emotion, and I think it was just so good at showing how this, like, teenage boy just wanted to trust his friend with something, and he's really scared to, like, be honest with people. And I think the book did such a good job with turning this into, like, a romance and, like, something that was, like, really emotional and good for, like, talking about, like, mental health and physical health and, like, family issues. I think this book just did a great job. It's one of my favorite books I've ever read. I definitely recommend it because it's just such an interesting story, something I have never read before. Like, it's about, like, hey, I don't want you to tell people about my dad, and then she tells somebody, and he resents her for it. But then they both have to grow, and they both have to learn things, and he has to take care. Derek has to take care of his family, even if it ruin and, like, has to share something, even if it ruins his family's, like, life. It's like, it's such an important, like, deep book, and I think it's so, like, important to understand the things that happen. It kind of just, yeah, it evoked emotion. I would say that. I definitely recommend it. I would say check trigger warnings. I think there's trigger warnings in the beginning of the book, but it's definitely a good book and it evoked some good emotion. I have not read it in a while. I might reread it sometime because it is such a good book and I genuinely love it. Next is a fantasy book. It is called Knights of Obedience by Rachel Mays. This book is so good. It's a dark fantasy. It's really good. I like it blew me away. So this girl, I can't pronounce her name very well. I think it's Emily. I think it's Emily. Fingers crossed. Her parents have asked her to marry someone. His name is King Cyrus. The king's brother. She falls in love with the king's brother even though she's engaged. So this is, like, a crazy thing. She's going to get married to somebody, but then and there's, like, war going on in this book. This book is not light. It's kind of like, again, it's a dark romantasy. I would check your trigger warnings, but this book is so good. I ate it up. I ate it up. It is such a good book. And the fact that they're, like, enemies to lovers and she's going to marry his brother. No, I love that. I love that for her. You know? I love that for her. Okay? But she and the king's brother, who they're, like, enemies to lovers, they go at it. They get kidnapped by the person that they're supposed to be going to war with. Um, and this is a very dire situation. They have to figure things out together. They're literally being held captive. Like, it's not light situation, but they grow together and in this dungeon together because they have to share things. They have to get close to each other. They need to stop this person that they're going to war with because if they don't, they won't be able to get out. They could die. She won't be able to marry the king, and just things go sideways, and he has to protect her, and even though he doesn't like her, and it is mind-blowing because the female main character grows some real strength in this book, and Layden, I think that's his name, the male main character, he will do anything to protect his family, and even though he doesn't like her that much, when they fall in love, it is like a wild story. Like it is so sweet to see it. Like I root for them. But then the book ends on a cliffhanger, and I don't think the second book of the series is out yet. So I don't know what to say to you guys. I think the author is currently writing the second book. I don't know. I hope she comes out with it. I think it's been a while since this book has come out, but Knights of Obedience, such a good book. I definitely recommend it. Again, it's not light, but it's really good. So, yes, it's literally fiance's brother. Like, say no more. Next, we have another fantasy. It's called Fated Born. Okay, this book is very hard for me to explain. I have told my friends about this book. I obsess over this book. Technically, the book is about this world, okay? And in this world, you have the people. I'm going to put this in the easiest terms for you to understand, which means I'm going to have to get into something. I'm going to put this in the easiest terms, okay? You have the world, like the normal world, like Earth. Then you have heaven, sort of, like the people that live in heaven before they come down to Earth. And then they have the afterlife, okay? Where, like, after they die. So, like, think of it as a sandwich. Heaven, sort of, or like the before life, like going down to earth, and then the afterlife. That's pretty much how I can like describe it. So all the people in the before life they all have jobs like watch after, like there's the watchers which watch after life and how that goes. Not afterlife. They have to watch life, like the people on the earth, and they have to like make sure they're doing like things are okay and how the world is going and how it's progressing. So these people, and they wait, everybody waits to be birthed. There's these gates and they all wait. Like sometimes there'll be a calling to them. They'll be like, oh, I have to go down, it's my time, I'm ready to go. So they go into these gates and then they go on to earth, okay? And then after you die you go to the afterlife. So this is about Artemis. He is a watcher, so he watches the people on earth, okay? And the one rule as a watcher is you cannot, I think, well, there's multiple rules, but one of the most important rules is you cannot, like, watch human love. Because if you watch, like, the people on Earth's love, you will get your emotions early, and you're not supposed to have any emotions, any feelings, because you're in the before life, and that's not how it works. Artemis does. He watches human love, and he experiences that, and then this could get him kicked off. Like, he can either be forced to go onto Earth before his time, which is not good, or they could send him to a different place where he doesn't even get to experience life. So he's got some problems, but he's also like very well known and he has to be careful. And things are crazy in this book. He has friends, and again, he's not supposed to feel emotions because you get your emotions early. He has like a girl best friend. He falls for her. Guys, this book is so good. It was an emotional page turner. It is a series, okay? And I wouldn't say it leaves you on a cliffhanger. Like, it's not a big cliffhanger, but you definitely want to read the next books because the books all connect to each other. So, Fated Born is just such a good book. I have recommended this to so many people because it is so good. Imagine, like, you're not supposed to experience any human emotion before you're born, and then you do, and then you fall in love with someone, and then, like, you're either going to be banished your entire life or you're going to be forced to go down there when you know it's not your time to go down to earth. And that's just a crazy concept. This book is so good. It is YA. I love this book. Chef's kiss. This book is dramatic. It is wild. It is wild. It puts you in for a ride. The last book we will be talking about today is another fantasy, The Dread Descendant by Lauren Kate Leake. If I did not say your name right, I'm very sorry. You're one of my favorite authors. The Dread Descendant is a mix. It is literally like Harry Potter, but I wouldn't say exactly dead on Harry Potter. There are very similar aspects, but I wouldn't say like this is a carbon copy, okay? The Dread Descendant is so good. The magic, the plot, the war, the politics, it's all like so absorbing. And the characters are so good. Don't get me started on Maeve and Mal. Mal is literally Anakin Skywalker and Tom Riddle. Like, I love him. I love him. Maeve, badass, okay? Technically, the Dread Descendant is about what the title is about. It's about a Dread Descendant. A Dread Descendant is kind of like, again, like Harry Potter. Like, you have the descendants of Salazar Slytherin. Godric Gryffindor. Like, you have the descendants who like are very famous, very powerful people. So the Dread Descendant is, you gotta figure that out, who that is in the book. And the book is just very good. I think the romance that you kind of get to, and like the badassery in the book, is so crazy. I love the book. It really keeps you hooked and entertained. Maybe it's because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan and love like Harry Potter fan fiction. I ate that book up. Like, it is so good. It's like a dark like romantasy, like, I don't know. I just vibed with it, okay? Because the characters are so good. The characters are so good and they're so entertaining. The Dread Descendant is such a good book. And there's two books. I think maybe three books in the series. I don't know if she's writing a third one, but so far I've seen two books. She might be writing a third one, but I've read the first one so far, and I can't wait to read the second one. I'm so entertained. Like, even the aesthetic of the book that the author has posted out there, girl, you know what you're doing. Also, I love her. Lauren, I love you. I love you. Just so you know. She responded to one of my messages. I said I loved her book. I said I loved The Dread Descendant, and she responded, and I was like, let's go. Like, I don't get that often. Like, as a small YouTuber, you don't get that often. Unless it's like an indie publisher. Like, thank you. I love you, Lauren. Your book is so good. The Dread Descendant, I will praise forever. I hope you know that. Anyway, with all those books in mind, read them. They are so phenomenally good. The writing is good. The characters are great. The plots are great. Definitely read them. I think they all entertained me perfectly, just like you want and you need in a book. Yeah, I think that's all that I have today. I will definitely find more favorite books, but those are most of the books that were either popular or not popular that I wanted to share with you guys because they are so good. And I think some people need book recs. Some people do need book recs, and some people are like, I don't. You need those recs. Those recs are really good. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video. Bye bye.